Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna to all the devotees. So, hope the audio is clear, you are able to hear. So, welcoming you all to today's Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And then today we have His Grace Satcidananda Govinda Prabhu, so who is the speaker for the day. So, he will be looking at verse 12 of the 13th chapter of 5th canto. So, Prabhu, welcome to Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. And Satchidanand Prabhu, are you able to hear me? I think he got disconnected now, so we'll wait for a little while. Yes. He was having some issues with the internet. I think it's there still. Satchidanand Prabhu?
Oh, Hare Krishna, some problem with my system. Okay.
Can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Okay, now we can hear you, Prabhu. So let me just, on behalf of the entire team, welcome you to the forum. So thank you, Prabhu, for your time and for your association. Looking forward to your nectar. So over to you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Om Jnanatirandasya Jnananjana Salakayam Chakshuru Militham Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nidanamini Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashyata Deshadharine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namosute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुपस्य कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायिने कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्य नाम्ने गौरदुते नमः। नमो ब्रह्मण्यदेवाय गोब्राह्मणहिताय च जगद्गीताय कृष्णाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। गुरुवे गौरचन्द्राय राधिकायै तदालये कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरदे नमः। Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you all for joining today's session. I'm joined from my mobile. My system is not connecting. Hare Krishna. Is audible, Prabhu?
Yeah, you are audible, Prabhu. Everything is fine. Audio, video, everything is fine.
Okay, Hare Bol. So today text is from 5th canto. Can you share the text, Prabhuji? My system.
Yeah, I'm doing that, Prabhu, now.
Yeah. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 13, text number 12. Correct, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Jaiva Narottamam Devi Saraswati Nyasam Tado Jayamudiraye Nashtaprashabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavate Uttama Sloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtaki. Sloka Kavichit Kavichit Chira Dhanastu Tasmin Sayyasana Sthana Viharahina Yachan Parat Apara Labda Kama Parakya Drishte Labate Avamanam. Word meaning Kavichit Kavichit, sometimes Sheena Dhanaha, become bereft of all riches, but Tasmin, in that forest, Sayyaha, of bedding for lying down, Asanaha, of a sitting place, Sthanaha, of a residential house, Vihara, of enjoyment with a family, Hinaha, being bereft, Yacham, begging, Parat, from others, friend and relatives, Aparadilabdhakamaha, not getting his desire fulfilled, Parakya Drishtihi, becomes greedy for the wealth of others, Labate, he obtains, Avamanam, dishonor. Translation Prabhupada Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. On the forest path of material existence, sometimes a person is without wealth and due to this does not have a proper home, bed or sitting place, nor proper family enjoyment. He therefore goes to beg money from others. But when his desires are not fulfilled by begging, he wants to borrow or steal the property of others. Thus, he is insulted in society. Purpose. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. The principle of beg, borrow, and steal are very appropriate in this material world. When one is want, he begs, borrows, or steals. If begging is unsuccessful, he borrows. If he cannot pay, he steals. And when he is caught, he is insulted. This is the law of material existence. No one can live here very honestly. Therefore, by trickery, cheating, begging, borrowing, or stealing, one tries to satisfy his senses. Thus, no one in this material world is living peacefully. Hare Krishna. Till the end of Srila Prabhupada purport ki jai. Om Jnanatimantasya Jnananjana Salakayam Sakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Bhogam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langete Girim Yat Krupa Tavaham Bande Shri Guru Dina Dharinam Paravananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tassat. Oh, 1 second, I'll bring my charger.
Yeah, sure, Prabhu.
Okay.
Till he is back, anybody wants to read the shloka, they can read now.
क्वचित् क्वचित् क्षीणधनस्तु तस्मिन् सय्यासना स्थानविहारहीना याचन् परात् अप्रातिलाब्ध कामा. Fourth line I can't see, Prabhu. Then black box is there. Parakya drishtir labate avamanam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, Prabhu. Everything had to shift.
No problem, Prabhu. So it gave a chance for the devotees to read the shloka.
Hare Hare. Nice, nice. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Danvat Pranam. Can I read Prabhu?
Yeah, Mataji, please.
Thank you Prabhu. Srimad Bhagavatam 5.13.12. Kvachit kvachit China dhanastu tasmin Shayasana sthana viharahinaha Yachan parad apratilabdha kamaha parakya drushti labhateva manam. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you, Mataji.
Yeah. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you for devotees for patiently tolerating me. So today the text is
To the camera, you have to turn the mobile.
Prabhu.
Now it's okay.
I'll switch off the camera because sometimes
Now it seems to be okay. Okay, go ahead. It's up to you.
yeah.
Maybe if there is a disturbance, you could do that. Right now,
Yeah.
you can keep it on.
Yeah, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So this is this
So you're not able to turn the camera, Prabhu. Otherwise, it looks like you're sitting in some yogic posture.
so on camera is on, Prabhu.
Yeah, no, turn it 90 degrees. You're on the side now. Yeah.
I put a charger, no, it's not.
Oh, sorry. Okay. But
Okay.
thank you. Now it is perfect, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So in this text, Bhagavata explains the qualities of the material world and the people of material world. So in this first chapter of first canto Srimad Bhagavatam, the 6 qualities of Kali Yuga people as explained. Canto 1, chapter 1, text number 10. Prayena alpaisu asmin kale yasmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya ubhadrataha. So this is the 6th quality of Kali Yuga people, or qualification you can say Kali Yuga people. What are the qualification? They are doctors, engineers, PhDs. That is not a qualification. The qualification of 6 Kaliga people is, as mentioned Srimad Bhagavatam, Alpaishu, short living. Kalu, always quarrel. Manda, lazy. Sumandamatayo, misguided. Mandabhagyaha, unlucky. And Ubadritaha, always disturbed. So this is the qualification of the Kaliga people, where the reason people are in the material existence, they beg, borrow, steal, all this is happening. So the quality of the material, we have seen a quality of the materialistic people or the Kali Yuga people. Now we'll see the qualities of material world. As mentioned Srimad Bhagavatam, as we know in the Srimad Bhagavatam, the material world is described as temporary, full of dualities, often they called Maya, main illusion. Also, it is said it is a reflection of, they consider to be a reflection of the spiritual world. But it is in a distorted form. Binding the soul in the cycle of birth and death. Here are some, so we can see now here some key points of the material world as per Srimad Bhagavatam. Point number 1. Impermanence, so anitya. The material world is anitya, impermanence. So whether living or non-living is subject to change. Today we are living, tomorrow will not be there. And it changes, decay, and destruction. This is emphasized in the verse as, that is Canto 1, Chapter 2, text number 10. Everything in this material world, including our own body, is temporary. So the first quality of this material world is anitya. Second is full of miseries. We can see today's world, everywhere war is going on. Everywhere miseries. We take Iran, Israel, Russia. Wherever we go, there's a misery. Wherever ISKCON is there is a joy. Wherever temples are there, there's the only place we can see Sukhalayam. Otherwise, Dukhalayam. Everywhere is Dukhalayam only. So Srimad Bhagavatam described the material world is described as a place of suffering, birth, death, old age, and disease are inevitable in the material realm. Nobody can stop. Also, Bhagavatam described it is also filled with desires, disappointments, and suffering due to attachment to the temporary things. That's what the sloka says, how beg, borrow, and steal. So about this quality of the material world is mentioned Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, Chapter 3, text number 18. The material world is full of misery, and one who is intelligent seeks liberation from it. There is a second quality of material world. And the third quality of material world is dvanda, means dualities. So the material world is characterized by dualities like pleasure and pain, happiness and distress, success and failure. These dualities create constant conflict and confusion in the material existence. As about this duality of Dvanda, Srimad Bhagavatam described in 11th Canto, chapter 7, text number 46. So the living entities in the material world are diluted by dualities arising from desire and hate. So you can see all these qualities in front of our eyes. You can see in this world, the war, the society, between the two groups, so many things happening because dualities. The next quality is illusory nature, Maya, that we know. So the material world is an illusion because it is present temporary things. As if it is only permanent, everything permanent. So they project that it's everything real and permanent. And we are in the illusion, we accept it. So Prabhupada says, Maya covers the living entity true knowledge. What is the true knowledge? We are spirit soul. We are not this body, we are spirit soul. It covers, the Maya covers the real knowledge. And because of the covering, making one forget the spiritual identity and instead identify with the body. So it is about this quality of this material world mentioned Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 9, text number 2. Maya, the illusion energy, covers the consciousness of the soul, making one forget their eternal nature. So this is the fourth quality of this material world. First is impermanence, anitya. Second is full of misery, dukkhalayam. Third, dualities, dvanda. Illusory nature, maya. And the fifth quality of this material world, influence of the three gunas. The quality of material nature is sattva, raja, tamoguna. So, as we know, rajas, what is sattva-guna? Goodness, balancing, wisdom, and clarity. So, Krishna conscious mean is sattva-guna and sutta sattva-guna. So, people will be balancing their life. They have wisdom, spiritual wisdom, and clarity of what they want to do and what they are doing. Everything will be clear mind. What is rajas? Rajas guna, passion. Activity, they work 24 hours. Have desire and restlessness. We can see most of the people are rajas, rajaguna. What is tamoguna? Ignorance, darkness, delusion, and inertia. So these three gunas bind the soul to the cycle of birth, death, and they have to take rebirth. About this three guna, again Bhagavatam described in Canto 3, Chapter 5, text number 30. These three modes of material nature binds the eternal soul to the body. So you should be very, very careful. Next quality of this material world, that you already know, cycle of birth and death, samsara. Samsara dhava nalanidha loka Tranaya Karunya Gana Ganatvam. So, cycle of birth and death, samsara. So, as mentioned in the Srimad Bhagavatam, this Canto 4, chapter 29, text number 37. The material world keeps living being trapped in a cycle of repeated birth and death, which is considered a form of bondage. Liberation, moksha, is the way of the cycle, which is possible through surrender to God and spiritual practice. So, how to come up this cycle? We have to surrender to Krishna and chant the holy name of Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So Srimad Bhagavatam describes one who is free from the cycle of birth and death attains the supreme eternal abode, eternal state. This is the quality of material world. The point number 6. And point number 7, separation from the divine. Are we experiencing this separation from the divine of Krishna? Maybe very, very less. We cry for many things, but we don't cry for Krishna. It's called avidya. So the material world is considered a state of separation from the Supreme Lord. We are separated from the Lord. We have come. In Kannada, they say, Allide nammane, illi bande summane. Our home is there in Goloka or Vaikuntha. Because of this material desire, we came to this material world. We are separated from the Lord. Because of this ignorance, avidya, the living entity identifies with the body and forgets the true eternal nature as a servant of God. We all become a servant of Maya. Our eternal nature is servant of God. Jivira Surupa Nitya Krishna Das. That's the real nature of the soul. So about this quality of this material world is mentioned Canto 3, chapter 25, text number 12. Due to ignorance, the living entity forgets the relationship with the Lord. And they suffer because of repeated birth, death. They come back to the material world, they suffer. The next quality of this material world is karma, action and reaction. As we know, in this material world, every action has a corresponding reactions. So the law of karma governs the cycle of action and the result, keeping the soul bound to the material realm. So about this action reaction, about the karma, it's mentioned in the Canto 6, chapter 1, text number 45. The living entities in this material world under the influence of karma are bound to the cycle of rebirth. So we are taking rebirth because of our karma. We want to finish the karma means we have to take up Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, you do some pious activity, you do some good thing, you get some credit. You go to the Swargaloka and you'll come back to the material world. It's called rebirth. Shine Punya Mrityulokam Vishanti. The next quality of the material world is mirroring the spiritual world or reflection of Vaikuntha. As Prabhupada always mentioned in the 15th chapter Srimad Bhagavata also, The material world is a distorted reflection of the spiritual world, Vaikuntha. While the spiritual world is full of eternal bliss and knowledge, the material world presents a temporary, incomplete version of it. So the reflection of spiritual world, all this, the temporary world, the Kalayam and Ashashvata. About this quality of this material world, this mirroring of the spiritual world, Prabhupada mentioned in the chapter, Canto 2, chapter 9, text number 34, because the reference we should know for our preaching purpose. This material world is a perverted reflection of the eternal spiritual world. It's clearly mentioned in this text 34, chapter 9, Canto 2. So, in the last point, liberation as the ultimate goal. We have so much these qualities of this material world. What is the solution for this? That's also Bhagavatam gives. Liberation as the ultimate goal. So the purpose of life, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, is to transcend the material world and attain liberation, moksha, by reconnecting with the Supreme Lord. That is called Krishna consciousness. We have been pushed to material consciousness, and Prabhupada is pulling us back to Krishna consciousness. So by reconnecting with the Supreme Lord, thus escaping the bondage of birth and death. So chanting Hare Krishna means we are reconnecting ourselves to Krishna. Krishna's name is non-different. In summary, so the Srimad Bhagavatam portrays the material world as temporary, filled with suffering, and governed by dualities and influence of three modes of material nature. The ultimate goal of human life, according to the Srimad Bhagavatam, is to break free from the illusion of the material world and realize one's spiritual nature by attaining liberation. For all this action, reaction, the mind plays a major game, actually. It's doing major role. I'll give the acronym of mind. One is material mind, another one is spiritual mind. So we have only one mind. How you practice, the mind will goes towards that place. Material mind. Mind. The spelling is mind, M-I-N-D. So material mind, M, move towards sense gratification. I identifies with the body, this material mind. N, never satisfied. D, distract our goal. This is the material mind. So by becoming Krishna consciousness, what happens? The mind becomes spiritual. So spiritual mind, what it does? What it do? M, move towards Krishna. This is spiritual mind. I identify with the soul. I am not this body, I am spirit soul. N is never forget Krishna. The spiritual mind, it never forget Krishna. D. Devote his whole life to Krishna or his senses to Krishna. This is spiritual mind. And material mind, how you practice, it becomes transformed. So even our mind, before coming to Krishna consciousness, it was material mind. And now after coming to Krishna consciousness, we are slowly spiritualizing our mind by practicing and chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So the mind plays major role in our daily life. That's the reason Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, in 6th chapter, text number 5, Udarattatmana Atmanam Atmanam Avisadayat Atmevi Atmano Bandhu Atmevi Ruparatmanaha. So one must deliver the mind, deliver himself with the help of the mind and not degrade himself. The mind is a friend of the conditioned soul and is enemy as well. So how you practice, the mind become like that. The next sloka, 6.6. One who conquers the mind, what happens to him? Bandhuratmanama atmanastasya enatmaivatmana jitaha anatmanastu satrutve vartate vartatatmaiva tatruvat. For him who has conquered the mind is a best friend. Bandhur atmanastasya. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. So here Krishna is talking about the mind, how we have to practice the mind, how we should be very, very careful about your mind. Mind your mind. Even Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, Hare Krishna, he wrote one book about the mind. So very important, you have to carefully observe the mind, how it is progressing toward Krishna or is progressing towards material world. In next sloka, in 6.7, Bhagavad Gita, Jidatpana prasatnasya paramatma samahitaha shidosana sugadukeshu atamana apamanayo. For one who has conquered the mind, the super soul is already reached. For he has attained tranquility. To such a man, happiness and distress, heat and cold, honor and dishonor are all the same. In this way, Krishna keep on describe the mind's activity, how you have to conquer the mind. So after hearing all this, the quality of the mind, the famous sloka 634, Arjuna says to Krishna, Chanchalamihi mana Krishna paramatti balabadhrudam tasyaham nigraham manye vayur ivadu duskaram. My dear Krishna, the mind is restless, chanchalam, turbulent, pramati, balabadhrudam, and very strong, obstinate and very strong. O Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. So what Krishna is giving here advice, very, very easy. Shri Bhagavan asamshayam mahabaho. Oh Arjuna, whatever you say is absolutely asamshaya. There is no doubt. What you are telling is correct. So what you have to do? Mano durnigraham chalam. Abhyasayene to kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. By practicing abhyasena, vairagya, by detachment, we can control or conquer the mind. Abhyasa and Vairagya. Practicing and detachment. In this way, we can conquer the mind. So, mind is very, very important subject. So, in Chaitanya Charitamrita, one of the lecture he said, we have to change our inner frequency and our outer reality will change. The inner frequency is our mind. We have to change that frequency. We have to make the frequency as Krishna consciousness, then outer reality will change. And one more point is mentioned, because of the mind distraction, it's not don't just delay our progress toward Krishna, they also damage our capacity to progress because of distraction. The material mind distracts actually. The third point is said, don't let the craving for material peace come in the way of cultivation of spiritual progress. Don't crave for material peace, mental peace. So the Sevaya Prabhupada gives this movement as Krishna conscious movement. Our mind should be always filled with Krishna thoughts. Always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna. So if we endeavor, if you undervalue our consciousness, we devalue our life. So Prabhupada gives right name to the movement Krishna consciousness. Our conscious, always observe your consciousness. If you undervalue our consciousness, we devalue our life. So Prabhupada says, valuing our life begins with valuing our consciousness. That is Krishna consciousness. Instead of becoming material consciousness, one should become Krishna consciousness. So how Krishna devotee satisfy the mind perfectly? There are 8 points. The first point is by Bhakti Yoga. This is the path of loving devotion service to Krishna. By Bhakti Yoga, we can conquer the mind. We can satisfy the mind. The second point is Seva. Serving others selflessly and dedicating one's action to Krishna is a fundamental aspect of devotion. The second is Seva. And third is very, very important point, scriptural studies. Studying Srimad Bhagavatam, studying Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita. In this way, we can engage our mind in Krishna conscious activity. Otherwise, mind will conquer you. We have to conquer the mind. Because mind is a friend, mind is an enemy. Associating with the pure devotees. So, an example is that in the COVID time, we are not even associating with our anybody affected with the COVID virus. We are not associating with them because the virus will come to us. Similarly, when you are associated with the pure devotee, they have Krishna consciousness, that virus, the spiritual virus will come to us. It's very powerful. Associating with the devotees. And the fifth point is cultivating virtues. What are they? Practicing virtues like compassion, patience, humility, and forgiveness aligns the mind with the spiritual values. We have to practice it. The sixth point is surrender.
Repeat, Prabhu.
Cultivating virtues, Mataji. Practicing virtues like compassion, patience, humility, and forgiveness aligns the mind with the spiritual values. We are practicing Krishna consciousness, but we don't have this quality, like compassion, patience, and humility. It will not match. It will not give spiritual value for us. The sixth point is surrender and faith. Surrender means just not like when Dandavat Pranam. Surrendering one's ego and placing the trust in Krishna. That is real surrender. We have so much ego in us, but we are doing Dandavat Pranam to Krishna. Krishna will not accept it to Pranam. Are you surrendering your ego to Krishna? My dear Krishna, I am your eternal servant. And placing trust in Krishna. So in this way, Krishna will allow his devotee to find peace and contentment in every situation, thus satisfying the mind. If you don't surrender yourself with Krishna, surrendering ego, you will never be satisfied. That is material mind. The seventh point is mindfulness and meditation. So, engaging in mindfulness practice, when you chant, we have to chant. We have to hear only Krishna's name. There are so many other frequencies will come in our mind, but we have to tune our mind to hear only Krishna. Suppose we want to hear some FM radio, we tune to that particular FM station, 98.5. Okay. No other disturbance will come. Only you hear 98.5. So when you chant the holy name, want to read Srimad Bhagavatam, we have to adjust our mind to that frequency, that is mindfulness and meditation. So by doing this, what happens? It helps the mind to calm, actually, calming the mind, reducing the stress, and fostering the deeper connection with Krishna. It's called mindfulness and meditation. Our chanting is a meditation. We need not to do separate and sitting posture to do meditation. Or chanting is a meditation. Reading Srimad Bhagavatam is a meditation. Whatever activity you do in Krishna consciousness, everything is meditation only. So in this way, the devotee satisfy the mind or engage the mind perfectly by doing all this activity. So Prabhupada says, what purifies us is not actually action. What purifies us is not actually action, but absorption. We do action, but without absorption. That will not purify. We just mechanically chant. It will not purify. You chant for 20 hours, 20 years, you'll be the same level because there's no absorption. How much the mind is absorbed in Krishna, that how much we become purified. The purification starts when the mind absorbed in Krishna's name or Krishna's quality. So in conclusion, I will with a 5 slogan, I'll conclude this class today. So Krishna consciousness keep you sweet. Krishna consciousness, life become very peaceful. So Krishna consciousness keeps you sweet. Trials keep you strong. When you practice, so many trials will come, but it make you strong. Sorrows keeps you human. Failure keep you humble. Success keep you glowing. But only unflinching faith in Krishna's teaching and devotion service to him keeps you bliss. The Krishna conscious means it is a bliss. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत पुरुष शिल प्रभुपाद की जय, ताई गौर प्रेमानंदे, हरे हरि बोल, हरे कृष्ण. Thank you all devotees. Hare Krishna.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Prabhu. Thank you, Swami. Yeah. Yes, over there. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, turn it 180 degrees, you'll be straight.
It's like 15 chapters. Okay.
Once
Okay.
more you turn.
Once more turn. Okay.
That's
Okay. It's charging, no? His wire.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, bro.
So thank you very much, Prabhu. Thank you for the nice class. I think you covered all the basic points that are there, which we keep forgetting. So very wonderfully, you covered all of that. In fact, you brought out how it is the material world, how it is, and then the quality of people in the material world. And also you brought out the aspect of the futility of any material action that anybody endeavors. It doesn't lead to any kind of progress, but it only binds us more and more. And then thereby then one needs to not pay too much of attention to that, but then divert or change the mind to Krishna, to become Krishna conscious. And then you dealt a bit with respect to the mind, where you brought out the nature of the mind, how it can be a friend and an enemy. So you used the acronyms to understand or describe the mind when it's an enemy and describe the mind when it's a friend. So that was very nice, Prabhu. And then, yes, I think you also concluded so aptly saying that we need to practice and we have to abhyasa, we have to exercise the mind. The mind has to be exercised, like how an athlete or somebody exercises for achieving something. So thank you very much, Prabhu. Devotees, if there are any questions or comments, I'm sure Prabhu will be more than happy to take it. So you can ask them now. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare
Wonderful.
Krishna. Welcome back, Mataji, from Govardhan.
Yes, Prabhu. We had a wonderful time at Govardhan, Prabhu, the retreat. Prabhu, can you please repeat the qualities of material world quickly in just one?
That is, first is anitya. There is impermanence. Second is full of misery, dukkha. Third is dualities, dvandva. And fourth is maya, illusionary nature. Fifth is influence of three gunas, sattva, raja, and tamoguna. And sixth is samsara, that is cycle of birth and death. And seven is avidya, that is separation from the divine. And eighth is action and reaction, that's karma. Ninth is mirroring the spiritual world, this reflection of Vaikuntha, this material world.
And liberation is ultimate.
And 10th is liberation as ultimate goal.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Arriba.
But the how to practice Krishna consciousness, the last point is absorption. Huh?
Absorption, yes.
Absorption.
Mindfulness meditation.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much, Prabhu. I only wish we practice.
Yeah, that's what Krishna says, practice it, you will get it.
Abhyasa yoga.
Abhyasa yoga, vairagya. You have to detach, develop detachment from this material world. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you, Dandavat Pranam, Prabhu. Once again, I thank the members of the Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya for their wonderful service. We pray for all you too. Thank you, Prabhu.
I am going to Vrindavan tomorrow morning.
Hare Bol, Prabhu.
Yeah. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam. Thanks for the wonderful class, Prabhu. We had this Govardhana retreat. It was such a blissful and learning session we had, Prabhu.
Very nice. Mataji, thank you.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you,
Hare
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
And Hari Bol, Prabhu, you are going to Vrindavan. Please pray for all us.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
What you took us is for Chaurasi crores, Prabhu, last
Yes,
time.
yes. Prajamandal Parikram by vehicle.
Yeah, but I think it's not sufficient if you do 1 week and all. I think 1 month or 2 months we should stay to see the whole of Vrindavan.
Vrindavan is unlimited.
Yes.
Even if you say whole lifetime, we cannot see all this. We cannot realize Vrindavan. It takes long time. Very well.
Okay, thank you, Prabhu. So, any other comment or question anybody has? Okay.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
Very mindful they are, so they're all thinking. So, thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Hare.
Thank you so much for your class. So, maybe we can conclude the session now with the Vaishnava pranams. One.
Kalpadarupasya Paritanam Pavanebhyo Ananta Koti Vaishnaviki
Jai.
Dr. Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gaur Premanande. Hare Hare Bo. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you once again, Prabhu. And thank you, devotees, for joining. So now I will end the session for all of you. So we'll catch up again tomorrow. Hare Krishna.